What's happening, guys? What's going on YouTube? You guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and we got some more Twitter news for you guys today. I'm making this video on Wednesday, November 2nd in the evening here. It's about 8 o'clock here. But on Friday, which is just about 2 days from now, Friday, November 4th, Elon Musk will be laying off half of all Twitter employees. He's going to be laying off 3,700 people. And, when Elon Musk first bought Twitter, it was reported he was going to lay off 75% of the staff. He said that wasn't true. Turns out it's about half the staff that's going to wind up getting laid off. I saw an interesting, one of these mildly interesting facts on Reddit or something the other day about Genghis Khan. Kind of a little bit unrelated, but, talking about a lot of people getting the axe. Thought it was an interesting fact. So of all 2,000 people who attended Genghis Khan's funeral, all 2,000 people who attended were executed so that Genghis Khan, nobody would know his burial site. And then the 800 executioners who executed those 2,000 people were all murdered. So I'm guessing there was one person left who knew where he was. Not really sure the logistics of that or how that would work. Not really sure how it relates to this story either. But heard that the other day and thought it was kind of crazy. But getting back into this story, Elon Musk is going to be laying off half of Twitter staff. Now, in a roundabout way, they're probably going to be pretty well compensated in the sense that Elon Musk really, really overpaid by Twitter by a lot. As it got closer to Elon Musk buying Twitter, the stock price was driven up higher and higher and higher because at the valuation Elon Musk put on Twitter and the offer he made, if you owned Twitter prior to the buyout happening, you were going to get X amount of money. So that kind of drove the stock price up. I'm guessing most of these people working at Twitter had a lot of stock and are going to walk away with a decent amount of money. I had heard that with Parag Agrawal and Vijaya that Elon Musk was attempting to fire them with cause. So essentially saying that they did a poor job and they weren't just laid off, they were fired with cause. And that they might not walk away with the $20 or $30 million that they had expected to. As far as this goes, I had a cousin who moved out to California to work for Tesla, and he didn't wind up staying there that long, but he moved out to California and worked for Tesla, and I know they were working really, really long days, 14 to 16-hour days, 6 to 7 days a week. But going into the job, he knew that's what he was signing up for, right? Like working at a company like Tesla, it's not just a job. You're not going to have a good work-life balance. Like you are a true believer in the technology. You kind of see it as a movement. You really want to be part of it, and you're kind of willing to let it take over your life. There's kind of a saying in the tech world. They say that every successful startup at the beginning is like a cult. And in order to be a successful startup, you have to be like a cult, right? People are uber dedicated to it. People are willing to kind of put aside friends and family and leisure and hobbies and commit themselves to these companies. And oftentimes there's a very, very big payoff for doing so. As far as Elon laying off the Twitter staff, I think this is probably the right move. Not only is pretty much every tech company out there bloated, for lack of a better word. And I made a video a couple days ago. I hadn't released it yet, but it was kind of that viral video that the girl made on TikTok. She's a project manager at Meta. I'll put out the video in a day or two. It's not the best video in terms of editing or whatever. But basically she's like, this is a day in the life of a project manager at Meta. First, I go into the office and I get a workout in. Then I go get a coffee. Then I get some scrambled eggs and sit on the roof. She goes through her whole day. Now, obviously it's for TikTok. It's entertaining. She's, trying to put fun stuff in there. But not at one point during the day did she actually do any actual work. And so you can kind of see how these companies are bloated. I'm sure they have entire departments that are just planning parties and lunches and where should we cater from today. Also in the case of Twitter, where it was super, super heavily censored. They were trying to push societal narratives, political narratives. They needed a lot of people to enforce that kind of censorship. Well, with Elon Musk saying that the platform is going to be much more free and open, they have to take down terrorist tweets. Yeah, they have to take down, graphically violent tweets. Yeah, they have to take down tweets or images that exploit children. There are certain things that need to be censored and taken down. But when you're not trying to control societal narratives or push political agendas, you probably need a lot less employees. And Elon Musk can afford to let a lot of these people go. Another thing, Elon Musk is, runs a tight ship. Like I said, my cousin worked at Tesla, very, very tight environment. I know recently an article came out. I was thinking about doing a video on it. I hadn't put it out yet, but it was the article was Elon Musk is asking Twitter employees to work 80 hours a week. Not sure if that's going to be something forever or just, during this kind of hectic period when he's taking it over and trying to kind of reshape the platform if it's something temporary. Although Elon Musk notoriously is a very hardworking guy, puts in a ton of hours himself, and expects the same of his employees. And I'm guessing the people who were at Twitter in the past probably aren't a good cultural fit for the company that Elon Musk would like to be running. And I'm guessing that somebody who worked there before probably won't like it. I'm guessing, it just won't really fit into how Elon Musk wants to run things. In the world of tech, whether you're talking Google, Facebook, Twitter, a while, but, it's been going on for years, but there's kind of this attitude of, quote unquote, bring yourself to work, be your true self at work, where a lot of people working at Google, working at Facebook, working at Twitter, they see themselves as activists. They're not at work to do a job. They're not at work to be a coder or a programmer. They are an activist. So they're at work to push certain agendas, to push acceptance of certain ideas, to push certain political ideologies. And I don't think that's how things are going to be running over at Twitter. And, I think a lot of people, and especially like the media, are upset with Elon Musk for this. Like, oh, he's not a nice guy. Elon Musk maybe isn't as tactful as some other people in the tech space. But if you guys remember a while back, Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, had to come out and tell Coinbase employees, like, look, this is not a place for you to wear your BLM flags, your gay pride flags. This isn't a place for you to push for social justice or whatever causes you want to get behind. Like, when you come to work, you're here to do a job, and bringing politics and bringing societal issues into the workplace is, it divides people, it's distracting, and it takes away from the one common mission that we all have, which is running and growing Coinbase. And he basically gave people an ultimatum. He said, either get on board with this plan, or there's a very generous severance package for you guys. No hard feelings. I'm not trying to fuck you over. But if you're not willing to get on board with this and leave your personal life and your politics at home, you probably shouldn't be a part of this company. And he was a little bit more tactful with it. Elon Musk isn't the most tactful guy. But, this isn't necessarily a unique thing. And I think especially with a lot of this VC money coming to an end, with the economy tightening, with things getting a lot worse economically, I think a lot of these social media companies are going to be forced to get serious and become profitable and not have everybody bringing themselves to work, just coming in to have a good time and push their agendas. A lot of people are acting like Elon Musk is coming in here as some type of corporate raider. Even had Elon Musk not purchased Twitter, Twitter themselves were planning on cutting $700 or $800 million from the payroll, which would have meant laying off a lot of people. That's kind of most of the bullet points about this, but I do have an article here. I figure we give it a quick read just to see if I'm missing anything. I think they talk about the severance package and some other things along those lines. So this article is titled Elon Musk to Fire Half of Twitter on Friday. Taking a page out of the Thanos playbook, in 2 days, Elon Musk will finally do what has repeatedly been warned he would do: unleash mass layoffs at the company he just acquired. According to Bloomberg, the world's richest man will eliminate 3,700 jobs at Twitter, roughly half of the company's entire workforce, in a bid to drive down costs following his $44 billion acquisition. Musk will inform affected staffers Friday, said the Bloomberg sources. Oh, and all those masked snowflakes who previously raged against previous management's draconian demand to come back into the office, you're out of luck too. Musk intends to reverse the company's existing work from anywhere policy, asking what few employees remain to report to offices. And I think you'll have a lot of people voluntarily leaving once they find out that they can't continue working from home. The whole issue of remote work is a hotly contested one. I know the media really pushes a narrative that like everybody wants remote work, as if 100% of people want remote work. In reality, it's more like 50-50. Obviously, a lot of people really do enjoy remote work, and I think the vast majority of people would prefer a hybrid situation where you kind of get the best of both worlds. But Elon Musk wants everybody back in the offices. Musk and a team of advisors have been weighing a range of scenarios for job cuts and other policy changes at San Francisco-based Twitter, the people said. adding that in terms of the headcount reduction could still change. In one scenario being considered, laid off workers will be offered 60 days worth of severance, the two people said. With the liberal and tolerant left putting Musk under the financial deplatforming squeeze as various woke advertisers are pressured by ultra-vocal left radicals to drop Twitter unless the social media platform is fully MSNBC'd. And it looks like Elon Musk on November 2nd, so that's today, put out a poll via a tweet and said, should advertisers support, and the two options are freedom of speech or political correctness. And at the time of this video, 8:03 on November 2nd, it's 80% for freedom of speech and 20% for political correctness. I made another video. I didn't put it out yet. Not sure if I will, because some of the information's a little bit dated, although a lot of kind of the ideas and thoughts I think are still relevant. But one thing I said in there, because Twitter is no longer a public company, there's no shareholders to be accountable to. There's no board of directors to be accountable to. Elon Musk does have investors like Jack Dorsey himself, CZ of Finance, that Saudi prince who owned it before. But I'm guessing anybody who went in on this deal with Elon Musk, they know who Elon Musk is, they know what Elon Musk is about, and they know what his plans for Twitter were and are. So I'm guessing that they're going to be patient with him if, they do wind up losing some advertisers in the short term. Nobody's expecting to turn around and start making a profit from day one. The platform has a lot of changes to go through. And I think everybody who is involved in this deal is probably on board with that. I have heard on a totally separate note that the Biden White House may still try to challenge Elon Musk buying Twitter. And that whole thing is really silly. Basically, the White House was thinking about trying to block the Twitter deal, saying that Elon Musk recently had become much more like pro-Russian. You got to keep in mind, Elon Musk was at his own expense providing Starlink to Ukraine for $80 million a month. And he had asked the Pentagon, you guys are eventually going to have to start footing this bill. I'm running a company. I got to make money. I'm just not providing free services for the U.S. government. And somehow, because Elon Musk did not want to donate $80 million a month to the bloated U.S. government debt and to this kind of senseless quasi-war in Ukraine, all of a sudden now he's like, a Russian sympathizer. So that whole thing was kind of crazy. But apparently the White House may still, try to challenge this deal. I'm not sure how that could happen, even though it's already done. Let's finish off the article here, which will leave advertisers showing their ads to a handful of socialist pre-approved media outlets catering to those whose entire incomes come from the government, who pay zero taxes, and who can't really afford to buy anything. Musk is under pressure to find ways to slash costs of business for which he overpaid. To be sure, the mass exodus won't come as a surprise. Twitter employees have been bracing for layoffs ever since Musk took over last Thursday and fired the top executive team, including CEO Parag Agrawal and top censor Vijaya Gadde. Over the weekend, a few employees with director and vice president jobs were cut, while other leaders were asked to make a list of employees on their team who can also be cut. Bloomberg reported that the senior personnel working on the product teams was asked to target a 50% reduction in headcount. Engineers and director level from Tesla reviewed the lists. Layoff lists were drawn up and ranked based on individuals' contributions to Twitter's code during their time at the company. The assessment was made by both Tesla personnel and Twitter managers. So that is the end of this article. That's kind of the end of the video. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Did you expect 75% of people to get laid off? Or, this kind of what you thought would happen with 50% being laid off? Once Elon Musk brings everybody back into the office, do you think a lot of people will wind up voluntarily leaving? What are your thoughts just overall on Elon Musk buying Twitter? And what do you think the future of Twitter will look like? As always, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, so drop a comment down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys on the next video.